So good morning, good afternoon, good evening traders, wherever you are in the world. Victor's FX here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a weekly outlook for the Euro USD pair and be seeing what we should be expecting in the next week. Now our last week's bias was thrown out the window, just as I explained, due to this gap in the market right here. Okay, we were kind of looking for lower prices, which later ended up delivering, but I'm not gonna say we called that out or we were anticipating that even that. Okay, so now the major thing that happened last week was we kind of gapped up to the upside, and I was actually expecting prices to react from this demand zone right here on the hour time frame, and you can see that demand zone was perfectly respected. This was just absorption. If you know how to take care of absorption, this wouldn't have been an issue for you to get this push to the upside. Okay, so at the end of the day, what did the market end up doing? It ended up liquidating lows. Now we need to get the intention of the market, because sometimes if we get over concentrated on the moves on the market, if it's going up or it's going down, we start getting ourselves confused. Now in today's video, we're going to be making an outlook for EURUSD and EURJPY, because those are the two pairs I trade. If you have any other pair you feel we should analyze together, drop it in the comment section, else I'm going to proceed with this. Now you can take a look at EURUSD, what EURUSD has been doing for for the previous periods. It has been manipulating lows, and here still manipulating a lot of lows. Okay, what's the market trying to do? I'm just trying to say on the probabilistic consideration, because we are not trying to say, oh, this is 100% gonna happen, this is 100%. We are not here for that. We have had a lot of weeks when I have the predictions wrong, but we still ended up the week in profits or break even. Okay, and some weeks you might get the direction right, prediction right, and you end up in a loss or you end up in a break even. So it's not all about we need to predict this. This is just to guide us on what we should look for during the week and the most probable directions for kind of following throughout the week. Now if you take a look at this, you discover that the market makers are actually looking to manipulate a lot of lows. You can see this, it comes below here, manipulate lows. Now but one thing that is very, very sweet for me to see here is the break of this structure right here. You can call this break of structure, taking all of these highs. Okay, let me take the mentfx structure and see. Yeah, it's also broke structure on the mentfx structure, kind of broke structure and then came back down here. Still manipulated lows once more, this time around wiping out all the sellers that were looking to sell that zone without proper confirmation. You can see it manipulated the lows of this side, and then most of the sellers are out. And what is everybody and their grandma looking to do this week? Everybody is looking to sell this supply. Okay, everybody and their grandma are looking to sell that supply. And what has the market done? Manipulated. It has actually manipulated a lot of times, but after the manipulation it broke structure to the top side. So during the week I want to see Euro USD. Not I want to see, I think it's more probable for USD to what? Take this high right here. Okay, it's more likely to, even if it's not gonna take it out, it should at least get to this point. But I don't expect it to drop. That's the difference. I just look for manipulation of lows, break of structure to the upside, and I'll look to play the mitigations to go out to the top side. So that is most basically what I'm looking for EURUSD. Nothing long, nothing short. So most likely maybe when that starts to occur, we will start taking out all the supply zones, because too many people are still looking to sell the supply zone. A lot of imbalance to the top side, but we're not just gonna say our bias is just based on imbalance and then structures to the upside. We just try and look at why price is failing to take out this demand zone, and in the process of failing to do that, manipulating lows and breaking structure. So I would love to be more on the bullish side. Okay, so even if this market breaks this low this way, I will just stay out of this until maybe it gives me a better confirmation to be able to take this trade to the upside. Okay, so that's the bias for the coming week for EURUSD based on the characteristics of EURUSD and what it has been doing. Personally, during this week there were a lot of good trades, but I don't want to go over them for now because I don't want this video to be too lengthy and stuff. Okay, so maybe in due time we might have a group where we can discuss these things and you see the trades I catch back to back, and I don't want anybody saying, oh, this is fake or this is whatever. We don't have that time over here on this group. So we're going to go to EURJPY and then when I scroll down, let's just use the one for 8 cap so we don't have a pre-analysis on it before it starts. Now going on, because I've never analyzed this one for you guys on the weekly time frame, I can go up to the weekly time frame right now, and then we can just see where the market is heading. No need to overcomplicate things. This market is purely bullish on this zone. There was manipulation. You can see this manipulation of lows, break of structure, most likely coming to come and take out what? This zone right here, to take out this zone. It doesn't have to do everything one by one. Yeah, it could just be manipulation of highs. But when we see a very break of structure, we'll be looking for sales. But right now, this is bullish as hell from the weekly time frame. So we could go down to the daily time frame in order to see what the market is doing. And now when we go down to the daily time frame, you could easily, oh shit, let's remove that. You could easily see that the market is still bullish on the daily time frame. Now we're gonna mark out what the market has been doing in order to see where we'll be looking for. There were manipulation of lows here. So manipulation of lows, break of structure, mitigation, break of structure, manipulation of lows, break of structure, mitigation, break of structure. So it just has been reaccumulating for those of you that know wyckoff. For those of you that don't know wyckoff, it's pretty simple to understand. So don't get yourself over disturbed about it. So something important we might want to be looking at this market is the last reaccumulation. So we could see this manipulation of lows and this break of structure right here, and this mitigation here kind of took care of anything that was remaining here to be mitigated and broke structure finally, and the market has been kind of respective of that zone. So I could just mark all this shit out, delete it, and then draw out that zone. Okay, you can see what market did close to that zone. It just mitigated that zone. That was the last reaccumulation, and then it mitigated the zone and broke structure to the upside. So we could easily also just mark this as a break of structure on EURJPY. Now you can see what the market did. The market reached low into this zone once more, manipulated some lows, and what? Broke structure to the upside. Now while breaking structure to the upside, it came in contact with this supply zone right here, where a lot of sellers are looking to sell without even looking into the general context of the market. Yeah, so that was kind of what happened. But now if you check the manipulation, there was a manipulation of low right here, a break of structure, and then if you check the last mitigation, let's draw out this zone right here to see if it was mitigated. This zone with an imbalance. Shit, sometimes I just get annoyed with trading view. Now if we mark this last mitigation, let's bring it down properly. You can see it was kind of it wasn't mitigated the first time. So right this week you can see we made an entry into that kind of zone. Sorry guys, I'm not feeling too strong. Now it kind of pulled back into that zone, most likely going to go where? Bullish. Does that mean we're gonna put in our whole life savings on that? No, we're gonna wait for trade opportunities that align with our buyers in order to get involved in the market. Okay, I might even sell this week. You know, if it just brings a very good setup, giving me distribution or accumulation, wherever, we'll be able to get involved. So you can see immediately the market came down into the zone. There was a great rejection, and I can see even on the other even on this other feed, there were some kind of trades that were able to play out. I think this was a break even and a break even, so I hadn't really gotten anything too important at this zone. So hopefully the coming week we could go to the 15 minutes to see what's kind of going on there. You could see what market kind of did. That is giving me kind of some buyer somehow. So you could see the market manipulated lows, but it wasn't really, it was actually manipulation because it didn't break below. It was just a manipulation of lows, break of structure. Okay, so the market could even manipulate lows once more and break structure before going higher. So that's a possibility in the market. We're not here to say, oh, buy, oh, sell. If you don't know how to get into the market, you don't know how to manage, because management is what holds us together. What tells you when to break even? What tells you when to take partials? What tells you when to jump out of a trade? What tells you if you should take a trade or not? Okay, no, management is not part of that, but confirmation will allow you to know if you're going to take a trade or not. So most likely you have seen a manipulation of the lows and then what? A break of structure to the top side. So where is the market most likely to come back to? Somewhere in this last sell before you buy, somewhere within this zone. Okay, I was already on a kind of not really buy, but Yeah, it was towards the close, so it wasn't really an optimum trade, so I wasn't able to place trade on it, but there was a little confirmation. But right now I think I'm broken even on the fucking trade. Yeah, it happens. So we're looking for some kind of reaction from this zone, and we haven't gotten the optimum thing we've been looking for. Obviously, this is not really a kind of, yeah, there was a kind of break based on momentum. There's a kind of break of that high, so maybe coming this week we might see maybe a trade from this zone. I'm not saying it's a high probability. Most likely I wouldn't even like to trade during the session that this is gonna fall in, which is gonna be the Sydney to Asian session. So most likely we are looking for maybe manipulation of this low, a break of structure to the upside, and then mitigation to continue taking those prices higher, since we already analyzed why we are going high and why a lot of sellers are looking to just short in this market, even though it has the optimum bullishness, and then this supply zone hasn't really done anything, hasn't really broken any relevant structures. So why should we be giving it respect? It's just a supply zone. Obviously, if you had the confirmation here, nothing wrong with taking a sell, but we want to liquidate these guys to make a new high. It might not happen in a blink of an eye, might liquidate, break structure before what will continue going higher. So these are things you have to put in mind, and you should trade scenario based trading instead of saying this is gonna happen and sticking to your guns and taking all the risk. And by the way, if you're a trader and every single buy, every single sell is giving you phobia, is giving you a kind of fear, that means you've not gotten a confidence in your analysis, or you've not gotten a system. If you have a system, however, that is giving you consistent profits, or even not consistent profit, at least profits, consistent profits actually, because we always want a system that's gonna be ending up being profitable. You should be able to kind of execute this strategy without any fear of whatever or saying this. You should be able to execute this trade if there was a trade for you, and then what hold to your TP if that is based on your strategy. Break even when necessarily the break even condition are met, and just what manage risk. I normally aim for a 1 to 5 for my first partial. I know a lot of smart money people are gonna be like 1 to 10, 1 to 10. This is what I try to implement into my trading, increase my win rates by a little bit, and then what manage my trades as I see fit. So by doing that, it means I don't have to be right every single day or even every single trade. So I can be wrong, I can be a break even at most times, or I can be at a single loss, which when getting a good win should be able to wipe them out and even put me a little bit into profit. And when I get more consecutive wins, scale the accounts up while taking losses, because no trading strategy is gonna give you a trading without losses. So overall, it's not really the weekly outlook that's gonna give you profitability. It's not really knowing if your USD is going up or going lower, but it's what looking at the most probable set of moves which are going to happen in the market, because we trade intraday. Because it's bullish doesn't mean this market has to do this. It might as well do this, manipulate this, go here, come down, maybe come to this zone and then go what higher, or just continue going lower, blowing everything out. So that's why you should have management expectations and what rules that generally get you into a trade or get you out of a trade. I hope you guys understand me, and I hope this was what kind of profitable nuggets for you to keep in your belt. And then what I hope we grow as traders, and I would love to see you guys in the next video. Love you guys and stay blessed. Victor's FX rolling out.